Hi, friends. This is the math lesson for third grade. This is Unit 3, Lesson 12, Part 1. So today we are going to work on pages 207 and 208. And then tomorrow we will work on page 209 and 210. So please make sure you have page 207 in front of you. And today what we're going to do is we are going to use bar graphs to answer some questions. Okay, so we're going to kind of work together on these. However, if you feel at any time that you want to try one on your own, which I highly encourage, then go for it. And then you can press play to see if you got your answer correct. Now, if you need to show your work, you need to make sure you do that over here. Sometimes you don't have to because you can just look at the horizontal bar graph. So before we move on to our questions, let's take a look at our bar graph. So it looks like we have some people that are going on a spring trip. They have listed the drivers over here, so like each car, and then how many miles they've driven. And if you notice that the numbers are increasing by 50 each time. So we have 50, 100, 150, and so on. Okay, so let's go ahead and look at our first question. It says, how many miles did Shaheed drive? So this question is one that I don't have to do any work because I see Shaheed's name and I can use my bar graph to figure out how many he drove. So here's my red bar and it goes all the way to 250. So I'm going to write 250 miles. All right. Now, next question. It says, who drove 100 more miles than Barbara? So here's Barbara. And if she drove 200, what would be 100 more than that? Did you say 300? So here's 300. So I have to go up and see who drove 300 miles. Ding, ding, ding. Winner, winner. Aaron drove 100 more than Barbara. Now, Aaron is the answer. It's not a number answer because it's saying who. Who is the person? So our answer is going to be a name. Okay, how many more miles did Aaron and Barbara combined drive than Jing? So this is kind of like a two-step problem because I want to compare Aaron and Barbara to this one person. So first what I have to do is figure out how much did Aaron and Barbara drive combined. So Aaron drove 300. I'm going to write 300 right here. And Barbara drove 200. So I can add those up together to get 500. So I know that combined, Aaron and Barbara drove 500. Now let's go back to Jing. It says Jing drove 350. So I know that I have 500 and 350. So I can solve for that. 0 take away 0 is 0. 0 take away 5, can't do it. Go next door, cross off the 5, change it to a 4, and bring back 10. So now I have 10 take away 5, which is 5, and 4 take away 1, or 4 take away 3, which is 1. So Aaron and Barbara drove 150 more miles. And you can tell that our label is more miles because how many? And then you can see right here, more miles. All right, look at number 4, a very similar question. How many more miles did Shaheed and Aaron combined drive than Barbara? I want you to try this one on your own. So you're going to combine Shaheed and Aaron, and then compare it to, I'll put a dot by her name, Barbara. So go ahead and pause the video and do that now. All right, let's see how you did. So first we are going to add up Aaron and Shaheed. So I have 300 for Aaron and 250 for Shaheed. and that gives us 550. Sorry, I ran out of room. And then I know Barbara did 200. So I'm going to do 550 minus 200. 0 minus 0 is 0, 5 minus 0 is 5, and 5 minus 2 is 3. So you should have gotten an answer of 350 and more miles again. All right. Number 5. How many fewer miles did Barbara drive than Jing? So I know I'm going to be looking at Barbara and Jing. Here's Barbara. And here's Jing. And I want to figure out how many fewer did Barbara drive than Jing. Now, since we don't have a two-step problem to do, I can just use my bar graph to figure this out. So I know that this right here is the spot of where Jing is. And I know that my graph is going up by 50. So if you feel comfortable enough, count by 50s to get there. So I have 50, 100, 150. So 150 fewer miles. Now, if counting by 50 is too tricky for you, that's fine. You can use a math equation. You could do 350 minus 200 and still get 150. 0 minus 0 is 0, 5 minus 0 is 5, and 3 minus 2 is 1. So 150 fewer miles. Either way, totally fine. All right, your turn to come up with a question. Now, you can use one of these questions to help you come up with one. You could change it up a little bit, but now I want you to pause the video and write out a question that can be answered with this graph. All right, friends, when you're ready, turn your paper over. So this time we are going to solve some problems with a vertical bar graph. So our bars are going up and down. That's vertical. So let's take a look at our graph and make sure we understand it before we jump into our questions. So we're looking at canned goods at a market. So things that come in a can. Here on the vertical axis, we have the numbers that are increasing by 100. So we have 100, 200, 300, 400, 500, 600, 700. And then we have the different types of canned goods. Now, peaches are 300, peas are 400, but beans are between 500 and 600. What do you think that means? It's halfway between them. So what would be halfway between 500 and 600? Did you say 550? And if you want, a strategy that I sometimes like to use is I like to write the numbers at the top so I can easily just look and I know how much it is. Okay, let's go ahead and get started. How many cans of peas are at Turner's Market? So look at the bar graph and determine how many cans of peas, it's the green bar, are at the market. All right, did you say 400? Excellent. So 400 cans right here. Are there more cans of beans or peas and peaches combined? So our answer is going to be words. It's not asking for a number, but it wants to know which one's going to have more. Just the beans or peaches and peas? Well, you can kind of visualize moving this bar over here, and it has 1, 2, 3. So I would add 3 to here. 1, 2, 3. I'm pretty sure that peas and peaches combined are going to be more, but since I'm not 100% sure, I'm just going to do a little equation. 300 plus 400. If I add that up, I get 700. So now I can compare. I have 700 versus 550. So Our answer is peas and peaches combined. And yes, you need to write combined with your answer because that is what it is asking. All right, number 9. How many cans of beans and peaches are there altogether? So here's beans, here's peaches. Again, you can kind of visualize with your bars, or you can do an equation of 550 plus 300. Go ahead and take a minute and solve that. 0 plus 0 is 0, 5 plus 0 is 5, and 5 plus 3 is 8. So a total of 850 cans. You guys are doing great so far. Number 10. How many more cans of beans are there than peas? So I have beans and peas, and I want to know how many more beans are there than peas. Well, you can use your bar graph. I can count up by 100, 200, and I know halfway is 50. So I could say 250. Or if you'd rather do an equation, you could do 550 minus 300, and we get 250 as well. So how many more cans? So 250 more cans. All right, last one that we are going to do together. It says, how many fewer cans of peaches are there than peas and beans combined? Okay, so this is kind of one of those two-step problems. So first I need to combine peas and beans. So peas and beans. Uh-oh, friends. I did the wrong one on number 10. Whoops. Okay, let's go back to number 10. I did peaches. We were supposed to do beans. So 550 minus 400 is 150. I hope you found my mistake. So 150. Okay, so we have peas and beans combined. So I know peas and beans are 550 plus 400. So first I need to combine those. So go ahead and add that up right now. Okay, now, so we get 950. Now I need to say how many fewer cans of peaches are there? So I'm going to take 950 and subtract my peaches. So go ahead and solve that. All right, we get 0, 5, and 6. So 650 fewer cans. Good. I hope you like solving problems with bar graphs. I think it makes it a little bit easier than just a long story problem that you have to kind of try and figure out. Having the visual really helps me when I'm solving my problems. Your turn now to write your own question using peaches, beans, and peas. You can use some of these questions to kind of guide you in what to say. Once you are all done with that, that's it for our lesson today, friends. Great job. We'll see you later.